Hello everyone, thank you for coming up today. My old subscribers, thank you. And to those that are viewing for the first time or that have not subscribed, please click on the subscribe button and the notification bell so you get notified each time we upload a new video. And to my new subscribers, thank you for subscribing. Please do not forget to hit on the like button. Friends, you need to really hear this. It has happened again. This is where we keep saying wonders shall never end. And it all sounds like it's in a movie, What I'm about to say is things that usually happen in the Nollywood movie. But it's real. This happened in real life. Twin sisters had a baby, each 2 months apart, for a man that their mother was actually dating and planned to marry after losing her own husband. In one of the incidents of the farmers' herders crisis that has rocked Nasarawa State, of late there's been recent crisis with regards to herders and farmers and other neighboring states in recent times, which you all know. In some of the states, this has been rampant. It's been happening of late. This mother of twins, who is named Mrs. Alice, is even threatening to take her own life, that she would not be alive to see the shame that her twin daughters has put upon her. Her twin daughters are Philomena and Patricia, and those are the twin girls that you are seeing up there. However, both Philomena and her twin sister, who was delivered of the baby girl in January, and Patricia, who was delivered of a baby boy in March, insist that they were impregnated by Mr. Augustine, who had been dating their mother Alice since she lost her husband, and her husband was Mr. Francis, after 14 years in the marriage. The couple were said to have been blessed with the twins about 4 years after they got married. And with the death of Mr. Francis, that's the father of the twins, Alice resorted to combining farming with petty trading in order to make ends meet. Definitely it can't be easy, especially when you've lost your husband. You need to ensure that food is placed on the table, and it's hard when you have kids. And for that reason, you find out that some women will decide that they will go to any length if it means them selling things, even putting things on their head and walking on the streets to sell. They will do that to make sure that their kids have something to eat. The love of a mother, irrespective of what your daughter or son does, you would always ensure that you feed them. And that is what the mother had to do. She was into farming, so once her crop are already due, she would harvest them, sell them, and at the same time she was even into petty trading at that particular moment. That was the only way she knew she could put food on the table. And with life becoming extremely hard for Alice and her daughters, they now relocated to Asokio. That's a suburb community in Lafia, that's now Nasarawa State, Nigeria, where she also started buying raw food items from local farmers and selling same to some other people outside, just for her to ensure that she make ends meet. And with this, she was able to send her twin daughters to a public school in Asokio, and the family appeared to have found their feet until a wolf, this is a big wolf in sheep clothing, found its way into their own fold. And who are they referring to? That is the mother's boyfriend. And the poor mother had met this Mr. Angwe, an indigene of Vandikia local government area of Benue State, Nigeria. They actually met in 2017, while they later moved to Nasarawa State to transact his business, which was buying raw food items from the local farmers and then taking them to the southeast to sell at higher prices so as to make more profit. And in the course of doing this same business, Angwe, that's the boyfriend, and Alice, the mother of the twins, met in a local market in Obi local government area of Nasarawa State, and they struck a relationship which within 3 months blossomed to the point that Alice relocated from Asekio to stay with Augustine in Lafia, where he had paid for an apartment. This is where the mother made a very big mistake, and this was the genesis of her own problem. This is what makes some women, when they lost their husband, out of situation of things, some women would decide to follow a man so as he will support her and the children. Meanwhile, some of these men are not out to support or help their children. They're just out to gain what they can actually gain from these poor mothers. And unknown to this widow, that this guy was just a very big wolf. And in no time, Angwe, who had lost his own wife to 2 kids in a fatal accident on Katsina Ala Road in Benue State, and was yet to remarry, became a part of the family. So you can imagine, he has lost his own wife. Unfortunately, also lost his kids at the same time in that accident. And Alice, who is also a widow, but she has her own 2 kids with her. He also became a part of the family, rendering financial assistance to Alice and her female twins to meet their basic needs. A development that soon drew the twins very close to him, because, he's there for them. A father that they had was gone, and this man is like a father figure to them. He's always assisted them. He was like playing a part of a father, or a role of a father to these girls. And that made them, they were liking this guy, and they were getting attracted to him. Not attracted in a negative way, but they were seeing him as a nice man who is just there to help them. And later, Angwe and Alice began a joint business together, buying yams from local farmers in Nasarawa State and then transporting them for sales at higher prices in Lagos and Port Harcourt. The business boomed. It was actually flourishing, with Alice always on the road, while Angwe took care of the home and made arrangements for new stock. So guys, you understand what is going to happen in a situation like this, where the woman is on the road and the man is now behind, arranging stocks for her to come back and take out into the market or to the states where they were actually selling their products. Meanwhile, one of the twin sisters, that's Philomena, had completed her secondary school and secured admission into the College of Education in Akwanga to do a pre-NCE program, while Patricia remained in Lafia for a diploma program at the Nasarawa State Polytechnic. Now a father figure to the twins, that's Angwe. Their mom is not always around. She's now the one traveling. And these 2 grown-up girls were left in the care of their mother's boyfriend, whom they saw him like a father figure, a man who has represented their own father. He started enticing them with luxury items and seized the chance, knowing that these girls are already carried away. They know he's not their biological father, but he was playing a role. And this evil, wicked-minded man now used the opportunity. He started enticing these girls. He used that time and decided that he would now start sleeping with them at different locations. They didn't even know that he was sleeping with both of them at the same time. Philomena thought she was the only one he was actually sleeping with. He would come and entice her with items, with beautiful things, gifts, and he would take her out to a particular place, and then he was having fun with her. Meanwhile, he will come at the time when Philomena has gone to school. He will now take Patricia and go and have fun with her. This is what this guy kept on doing until he got both sisters pregnant. And lamenting her condition in an interview with the community, because they had to confront her. Like, how come you're a mother? Your daughters are pregnant for a man you claim you are dating. A lot of questions were coming up, and this is what the mother had to say. The man, that's her boyfriend, encouraged me and gave me some money to run this yam business, going from Nasarawa to Port Harcourt and Lagos. So I was always away, and he took them as his own children. Little did I think that he would lure them to sleep with him. Alice believes that Angwe, that her boyfriend, might have used a charm on her daughters to get them to sleep with him. And these were her words. She further went on saying, "How he was able to start sleeping with them so easily is what I don't know. At 22 years, my twins are no longer kids. They are fully aware that the man is dating me. It is unthinkable and unbelievable. He was visiting Philomena in Akwanga and using the opportunity to sleep with her in a hotel. He enticed her with luxury items and bought her a big phone. Back in Lafia, he was also sleeping with Patricia using the same tricks. I was always away on business trips, while he stayed behind looking for local yams to buy. When I noticed that they were both pregnant, they refused to tell me who was responsible for them. Before the untimely death of their father, he had warned them never to do an abortion, saying that any of them who tried to abort a pregnancy will die. The essence of it was to scare them so they would not destroy themselves early. So when the idea of aborting the unwanted pregnancy was mooted, the thought of their late father's words came and we all became afraid. They also refused to disclose the person that was responsible. So out of anger, I left them alone. Incidentally, Mr. Angwe was asking me to leave them alone, saying that they would make their confessions at their own time. But 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, and 4 months passed without them identifying the person. That was how they carried the pregnancies for 9 months and were delivered of babies. Isn't this very shocking? And you know what happened? Their mother Alice recalled that 2 months, the second of the twins was delivered of her own baby. Angwe woke up one night and broke to her the news that he was actually responsible for their pregnancies and that the newborn babies belonged to him. Alice said this, "I broke down in tears and cried for a whole week. I asked him what I had done to deserve this wicked act. It is a shame that my own fiancé is the father of my twins' babies. How would I explain this shameful development to people? My husband was killed with members of his entire family when herdsmen invaded their village and cleared everybody in the village. We had traveled to Lafia for some medication and were the only surviving people in the family. I met Augustine as a gentle, nice, and humble man. He treated me like my late husband. He cared so much about my twins, but he ended up ruining our lives. How can you be sleeping with me and my twin children at the same time?" And this was Alice kept on saying this. She had to disclose her full identity. She said, "My name is Alice. I am a widow. I lost my husband here in Awe during the herdsmen farmers crisis some years back. I met one Augustine Angwe in the course of my business. One thing led to another and we started dating ourselves. He appeared to be gentle, humble and kind. I was carried away and I allowed my twins to be close to him. He took time and planted evil in my house by impregnating them. They have now given birth. I allowed it because their father warned them not to do abortion and that they would die if they did. Augustine has finished me. He slept with me, slept with my twins and impregnated them, and they have given birth for him. I am confused and have informed one of my late husband's relatives and he is speechless as well. Going to the police would not solve the problem, as the damage has been done already. There is nothing the police can do, more so that Augustine is ever ready to take care of them. But the big question remains, how a man would marry twin sisters. This is very, very tragic. It's painful and at the same time confusing. In Lafia, they had to meet her to find out more about information. And they also met up with Angwe, that's her fiance. Angwe also admitted that he impregnated the twin sister, saying that he would have aborted the pregnancies, but they insisted on keeping them. He also said the girls in question were the ones who lured him into sleeping with him. Can you hear what is happening now? The whole thing is twisting around. Isn't this very, very strange? How will a matured grown man be doing something like this? And these ladies are matured. So how come they allow this man, whom they know that is dating their own mother, to be sleeping with them? And Mr. Angwe had something to say, and these were his exact words. I didn't know that they would get pregnant, but when they did, I wanted them to abort, but they refused, saying that their father warned them against it. My brother, these girls were actually the ones who lured me into sleeping with them. They enjoyed it the first time we had it. From what started like a joke, it became a regular thing. I know I have deeply hurt the mother, but it has happened and there is nothing anybody can do. That is the work of the devil, and I wholeheartedly accepted responsibility so as not to ruin their lives. They can pick up the pieces of their lives and move on after nursing the babies. To avoid the shame, I moved them to Makurdi. I will take care of the little babies, and if their mothers want to go to school after the babies might have walked, they can continue and I will support them. If they don't want to stay with me, I will take my children while they continue with their lives. I have been begging the mother since I disclosed this information to her that I am responsible for it and I will take care of it. But she is still angry. I know that what I did was wrong. It is a taboo, but it is too late to correct it. Also, they met with the twin sisters, Philomena, who was seen nursing her newborn baby. And Philomena said she was in a dilemma, adding that she wished that all of this never happened. She added that both she and her twin sister Patricia were in agony. And when she was confronted on questioning, she said this: I can't really explain how I found myself here. I didn't know that the man was sleeping with my twin sister too. I know that he was dating my mother, but how he got to impregnate me, I don't know. I think I have made one of the biggest mistakes ever. How did I get here? Augustine is my mom's lover, and I know it quite well. But every time he came visiting me in Akwanga, I just had this feeling. He is very attractive, and there is a unique swag about him. I started messing with him in Akwanga. There was a time he came to Akwanga in the evening and decided to see me. My mom had traveled to Port Harcourt on a business trip. He called me to meet him in a beer parlor, and he was there alone drinking beer. We began to talk and I eased my way over to him. He was resistant at first, but that just made me more excited. I low-key seduced him and our affair began. Every time my mom traveled, he would come over and sleep with me. I knew him when he started dating my mother, and we were intimate right afterwards. So when I missed my period, it took me some time to disclose to him that he was responsible for it. I didn't also know how to break the news to my mom. Well, the worst has happened. My late father warned me not to do abortion, and my child deserves to have a father. She will work and I will return to school to pick up my life. That is all I have to say. As for getting married to him, she said it is not possible. I will further my education. And when the sister was also visited, that Patricia, the twin sister, at Boko, she is at Boko, and she was also nursing her newborn baby boy. She gave birth to a boy, and Philomena gave birth to a girl. And she was questioned. She said this: the first day I slept with Augustine, my mother went to Obi Market. It was in the morning. My mom left us at home. She forgot some money and returned to pick it. She almost caught us, but I lied about it when she asked what we were doing. She suspected something, but the trust she has in Augustine convinced her. The thing is, she got a glimpse of me while I was fixing my clothes up and asked why I got undressed in the morning hours. I told her I was trying out the new outfit I just bought. In the whole of that time, Augustine was in the bathroom cooling off. She didn't question me any further. She picked up her money and left. It was amazing. I see why my mom loves Augustine so much. So when she left, I decided we should have a second round because I enjoyed it. And we continued at every little opportunity. When I missed my period, I was actually afraid to tell my mom that Augustine was responsible. I had thought about abortion to just mask everything, but remembering the warning our late father gave us about abortion, I decided to leave it. I have brought shame to my mother and the entire family. May God forgive all my sins. I never knew it would get to this level. I was doing it blindly and it has consumed me. And she said that she would hand the baby over to Augustine at the appropriate time and move on with her life. I can't marry him. I will nurture his son for him and walk away. And in relation to the late husband of Ali, said that what had happened in the family was strange to the culture of thief people. It's a taboo, but let's see what the future holds for the newborn babies. It is unthinkable. And the mom says she can't even report the case to the police because what will the police do? And really, it's a situation that it shouldn't be handled by the police. Demanding still, it was a mutual agreement between her daughters and her boyfriend. Reporting to the police would just make matters worse. And right now, the police wasn't even brought into the picture. It should just be handled between the mother, the daughters, her family members, and the boyfriend, Mr. Augustine. And Mr. Augustine has accepted to take care of the mothers and their babies. Friends, what do you all think about this? Isn't this very, very strange? It's strange and at the same time so annoying and painful. Why would this man take advantage of these ladies in the first place? And secondly, these are matured ladies. Ladies of 22 years old, they are not 15, they are not 12. They are matured enough to know what they want. Was this the only man around them? Was this the only man existing on the surface of the earth? They betrayed their mother, one. Alright, this is a man whom they know that their mom was actually involved with. And the man was standing in like a father figure. When he came to them, they had enough reason for them to push him away. But they were carried away with whatever he was doing. And he had his own intentions. His intention was to have an affair with these ladies. Otherwise, why would you go to the extent of even traveling over to Akwanga with gifts to go and entice the other sister? And then when you come back to Lafia, you would entice the other sister as well. He had his evil intentions. But the ladies were so ignorant to the point that they were not ready to even think of their mother, put her first, and then resist this man. They allowed the man to have his way, and they kept on collecting the gift. They were enjoying whatever was happening. And look at the repercussion. Imagine how disgraceful it is for the family, because it's a big taboo. Even the father's family said it's a very big taboo. One man sleeping with both sisters and even impregnating them. And right now they've left it and said let them watch and see what the future holds, because the girls are willing to stay with the babies until the babies are walking. According to Patricia, she would leave the baby with the man and then she would move on with her life. But are they going to abandon their kids? That is another question. After nurturing your babies, are you going to just abandon your baby to this man? The same man who used an opportunity to give them this shameful life, they will now want to leave their babies in the hands of this man at the end. Well, I hope that wouldn't happen, because you can't nurture your baby and then you dump your baby and move on, and you said you want to move on with your life. What happened to your kids? The mom is so heartbroken right now. She was even thinking of taking her own life because the shame is so much on her. Everybody is blaming her. One, why would you leave a man you're not yet married to at home and then you are the one traveling? The reverse would have been the case. It should have been the man doing the trips, not her. She should have stayed back with her daughters, and then the man would have been the one traveling to go and keep up these goods with the other customers. If that was the case, this man wouldn't have had the opportunity to be so close to the children, because she was away and he was spending more time with her own children. That was where the mom made a very big mistake. So that is why she is to be blamed for what has happened. After blaming her, you blame the daughters for even accepting the evil man's luring. Because if they had not accepted it, this wouldn't have happened as well. So both mother and daughters are to be blamed for what has happened right now. The man is already an evil person, because someone who will do this to the children of a woman you said you love is an evil man. He didn't have good intentions for these girls. Look at how he has messed their lives up. These are matured ladies of 22 years old. And at some point the mom was even saying she suspects probably he had charmed her daughters. For him to have had his way into her daughters like this is something that is difficult for her to even believe. What they did has been done. I think this should be a lesson for a lot of single mothers out there. Some women, once you've lost your husband, you quickly run into the arms of another man. And it's worse when you have female kids in the house. You bring in this man to live with you, or you move in with him with your female daughters. And some of these mothers are not even conscious of the fact that they need to be watchful and ensure that their daughters are not left alone with this stranger of a boyfriend that they bring home or they go to live with. Instead, they will take the man over their own children. Some of these women, the way they behave is so terrible. Their daughters may come and meet them and even complain that this man is either molesting them or taking advantage of them. The mom will believe the boyfriend over her children. It has happened in some cases. Some children ended up being molested to the point that it's haunting them up to today, because their mothers never believed when they met them to complain about it. Mothers, please be very sure of what you're doing, especially single mothers. If you've lost your husband, or you were never married and you have children, and you want to start up a relationship, I think it's better you do that relationship away from the home. Instead of moving into the man's apartment or the man moving into your apartment, have relationships that will be outside if you want to remarry, until you're sure of the man and until you guys are legally married and you understand that this man is not someone that will go ahead and take advantage of your female children. Then that is when you should accept to marry such persons. But not when you're not sure of someone, you just met him few weeks, few months, you've decided to start living together as a couple, and you have a female daughter, not even considering her. Then that is where some women make a lot of mistake. I think this should serve as a lesson to single mothers who are about starting a relationship and bringing the man close to their children, especially when they have female children in the house. Mothers out there, single mothers, please, for those of you who want to start something new with another man, be very careful, be very watchful, be very observant, especially when you have female children. Always watch over your daughters, not over the man, your daughters, and be sure of what is happening. And try not to leave the man and your female daughters alone. The longer you leave them with your daughters alone, the more you attract evil to your children. And that doesn't end well at all. Friends, please, if you have anything to say, you can put that down at the comment section. Thank you for coming up today. Please don't forget to hit on the like button, also subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get notified each time we upload a new video. Thank you. God bless you all.